Yo, 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 yo. What's going on, social media world? It's your boy Sincere, J Red, Flappers, Brooklyn. Y'all already know. Welcome to the page. Like and subscribe. If you're already a subscriber, I appreciate you. Thank you. Because you could be doing anything with your time right now. You sitting here, standing up, wherever you at, whatever you're doing, your time, your energy is focused on me right now. So I appreciate that. I mean, it really, really means a lot. So right now I'm in a beautiful state, Massachusetts, Cape Cod, Hyannis. I think that's what it's called, to be exact, where I'm at right now. And then later on, I'm going to Harwich for a wedding later on. My cousin is getting married. Congratulations to him. Definitely very grateful to be attending or in attendance, I should say. But yeah, it's beautiful out here. You know what I mean? It's definitely a beautiful place, man. I know everybody loves to travel, see how different people live, different environments, different foods. You know, it's definitely a beautiful thing. We definitely gotta be grateful. This is like amazing. It's nice. It's kind of slow. It's not too. I think a lot of places, unless you come from like a big city like New York City or Chicago or wherever it's very heavily populated, you don't really see the significance of being out the city because we're so used to that pace, that ripping and running, that lifestyle. So when you come someplace and it's slow and you're not hearing no sirens, you're not hearing people honking their horn, everybody's happy naturally, right? It's a beautiful thing. But today, I want to talk about there was a woman. I don't know if she was German. It was a Caucasian woman. She did a video. I guess it was in attendance to the sisters or about basically treating your man right. And some of my cousins, a lot of my cousins, they're married to white women, or there's a lot of people, a lot of brothers that kind of step out of their culture, and they get a bad kind of reputation from our sisters behind that. Not all of them. I'm not going to say every single woman is against it, but a lot of women do kind of feel salty behind it, which I kind of get to an extent because I'm not going to go into too much details, but you want to stick with your own kind in a sense. But it's not really, I don't look at it that way. Beauty is beauty, no matter what your culture is, no matter what your race is, the color of your skin. None of that matters, social media world. You know what matters? Peace of mind, your happiness, the mental state of that other person. That's why a lot of us kind of veer off and kind of tend to sway that way because within reaching men chasing peace, especially morning. How you doing? How you doing? Especially, sorry about that, social media world. Especially, you know, African Americans or Caribbean Americans. Caribbean people, we're gonna stick to what we know because we're on an island and we're surrounded by, who we know, our culture, our people. So it kind of works. Plus, it's a different mind frame, it's a different mental state compared to the Black American. Like you deal with is different morals, values, and standards when you grow up in America, you grow up in the hood, and it's just a different mentality. Third world countries, the woman are more is we it's more back in the day like biblical, how they grew up, kind of like, let's do what works. The man is the head. You lead. And when I say lead, I'm not talking about in a dominant way, it's a balance. The man is coming up with the logical aspect of life, and the woman is balancing with the emotional. And if you got a good man, I'm not saying all Caribbean and all third world country men are mentally stable, because a lot of them are not. A lot of them are very macho-tistic. They never really got no love from their parents, and you only know what you know, social media world. And this is why I constantly preach working on yourself. You have to do a lot of unlearning, because a lot of things that were passed down to us, we kind of just veer and keep going with it up until our later stages in life. And that's not right, because we all didn't learn the right way. Just because they're your parents don't mean that they taught you the right way. Plus, you learn from your peers, your environment, your friends, your culture. There's a lot of unlearning we have to do, and this is why I'm always going to promote self-help, self-awareness. You know what I mean? You have to put the work in. You know how you go to work and you get paid? It's the same thing with working out your body. When you go to the gym, you put the work in, you get paid with the results. It's the same thing with your mind. When you put the work in with your mind, reading self-help books, learning how to unlearn and how to become self-aware and consciously aware, you're going to take accountability to a lot of things that you're doing or not doing that's really hindering you. A lot of us don't know things are hindering. Remember, social media world, crazy people don't know they're crazy. So I say all that to say the same thing with you. You don't know what you're doing is kind of self-sabotaging your life and the people around you. The only way you're going to see that and know that is when you start looking within. When you start self-evaluating, when you start self-evaluating yourself, that's when you're going to see that. So back to my original message, because I always veer off. I don't like to keep y'all too long, because people can't sit and watch something for too long. But a lot of men, we want a peace of mind. And because of the environment that we grew up in America, especially the city, I'm not going to speak to all of America. So I'm really speaking to people who grew up in the city, who grew up in the hood, middle class. A lot of us come from single parent homes. A lot of us didn't have our fathers in our lives. So when you add a woman into that mix now, that's why you hear them people say a lot of women have daddy issues, because they come from single parent homes. Or maybe their father was active, but not really active. Maybe he was just a body. And you can't really blame that individual for whatever the reason is, whether he was there or not there. People only know what they know. It's up to you now, as you get a certain age, to kind of heal yourself and forgive them, because you can't go back in time. They did the best with on the information and the ideology of life. They gave you what they could. They can't give you something they don't have. I can't give you oranges if I don't have oranges. You get what I'm saying? So because a lot of now stepping out to with the woman, wherever she was from, talking about, they kind of grew up with that old school mentality, like, okay, I gotta do by my man, and not by any man, a good man. So I'm not saying women to just go and just freely give your time, your energy, your heart, your love, your soul to any old man. Of course, you have to see this person worthy of this. So when you women out there choose a partner, you choose a man, I don't think you really look. Good morning. How you doing? You guys won't look too deep into the fact of, is he really a good man? Meaning his mentality, his attitude, his morals, his standards, his values. I think you guys kind of just get more into the physical attraction, how good he is in bed, maybe his status as far as financially. Because I see that a lot. I see a lot of women would think just because a guy is financially stable, just because a man has a great job, just because a man is checking all these jobs, he checks all these boxes on an external level, doesn't make him a good man just because he can support you and your lifestyle. And then you're bitter and resentful when he's not romantic. He doesn't pay attention to your needs. He's not attentive. He's not doing anything or add into your happiness. Yeah, he might buy you the things you like, take you on a nice vacation, but at the end of the day, how somebody adds to this and to your heart is what really counts. And back to my original statement, that's why, see, men, when we get into a relationship, we're not thinking about your financial status when we're looking for a woman. We're thinking about how you add value and add to our happiness. And when I say add value, meaning you're not disrupting our peace of mind, because we are in total control of our own happiness. We're just looking for someone to not subtract from that. For me to focus on my goal, we need a solid, sound, strong woman that's going to help us build, that we're going to move as a unit. Not somebody who's going to nag and complain because they're insecure, immature, and they have all these issues and they have all these baggages from past relationships. We're not looking for that. But if you're not working on yourself, that's what you're going to continue to bring to the table. Now, when we step out, and I'm talking about the black man, when a black man steps out now, we're not stepping out to look, because I'm not saying other people in different races and nationalities. I'm not saying with other people sorry, I'm not saying with other people in different races and nationalities don't have these problems. Yes, they do. But in comparison, if you were to do like statistics, it's not nothing compared to what my people go through. And if you're not working on yourself, you're going to continue to be that way or get worse. So this is why the black man is stepping out of that situation. We only live once, social media world, and you shouldn't be mad. You should love us wholeheartedly for wanting to do that. You don't want to put the work in? That's okay. Becky came from a nice, proper home. That's not her fault. Can't be mad at her that she had two parents, that her parents instilled love, guidance, all those values in her, and she knows how to treat a man. You can't be mad at that. And even sometimes Becky or Sarah, good morning, how you doing? Even sometimes Becky or Sarah probably still came from that same situation, the same two-parent household, and probably still mentality and attitude is not like that. So I'm not saying that's guaranteed, but it's up to you, the individual, to pick and choose. And the same thing for my sisters. Same thing for my black woman. Don't get me wrong. Listen, I'm not going to be mad. I don't get mad when I see a black woman with a white man or a Spanish man. Your happiness is your personal responsibility. If that person is adding to your happiness, then I'm for it. I'm for it. I'm not biased. I'm not angry. I'm not going to say, oh my God, I can't believe this sister is messing with somebody out her race. No, if she looks happy, I'm happy for you. Do you? I don't have hate in my blood. We only live one, social media world. So stop. The whole point of this video, I've seen a lot of women bashing that woman for kind of speaking her mind, but she's speaking nothing but the truth. If you're not gonna do it, somebody is gonna gladly do it. Don't get mad at that person. Good morning. Don't get mad at that person for that though. Why? That's a hate. You a hater? That's how I look it to me. You a hater. If you're not gonna do it, somebody else is gonna do it. Work on yourself. It's not our fault that we came from where we came from and we live the way we live. You didn't choose your name. Some of us didn't even really choose our religion. It was just handed down to us, and as we grew up from a little kid up into adolescent, up into a young adult, it just kind of stuck and we just kind of went with the flow. But once you get a certain age, it's up to you now. It's up to you. Become self-aware, become consciously aware. Have a lot of unlearning to do. Not everything that we do is right. A lot of people think, oh, this is who I am, this is how I am, this is who you are now, this is who you choose to be. You can change that. Your mentality and your attitude, the choices you make, the thoughts you have is going to change your life. So when you see a white man with a black sister, In your heart, congratulate them. Those two are happy. When you see a black man with a white sister, congratulate them in your mind and your heart. Be happy. They're happy. Don't hate. Look for your happiness. Sincere, J Red, Flappers Brooklyn. You already know. Yo.